Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a kind of update on the Chatelaine. I'm doing Poison Garden. You have to excuse the cat. Typically, as soon as I let myself start talking to a camera, the cat hears me talking, thinks I'm talking to him, especially if nobody else is in the house, so then he comes to talk back. So we've got a little bit of chirping going on down here, never mind. Right, so what we've got in front of us here is the Chatelaine Designs Poison Garden Mandala. This is as far as I got. If you recall from my last video, I was stitching in here and I was stitching in pink and saying, I don't think this is the right colour. Well, it turned out it wasn't. It was supposed to be silver. There are two symbols, which I will include pictures of, just drop them on the corner of the screen here, that are very similar. They're both like wands. One of them, the end of the wand is a circle, the other one is a square. It just wasn't big enough on my screen, and I didn't know there were two. It wasn't until I went and double checked it with the picture. I was like, no, there's definitely no pink. Look, there he is. Marley, say hi. Don't mind him, he's just woken up, she's got snotty eyes. Anyway, so we're back to this. Sorry about that. Maybe you'll be quiet now, huh? So anyway, yeah, so I discovered it's not meant to be pink, it's meant to be silver. How stupid. So we're now going to correct that and see what I can do about getting some of the design worked in. And this is the start of a year of, I know it's February, but what I will try and do is spend 3-4 weeks doing some work, and then one Saturday per month, possibly the first Saturday in the month, I will post up a video that I have compiled of all of my clips, much like Belushi Stitches does with her Chatelaine Chronicles, but for me it'll be Chatelaine Saturday. So let's get cracking. See you in the next clip. Okay, so about a week has passed since that last clip, and we have moved on quite a significant amount. It's been a good week. I'd say I've probably put in at least 550 stitches, which might not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but it is a lot more than it's had over the last 12 months. When I actually looked at the Stitch Pal record that I've got, I noticed that the last time I'd stitched on this was the 11th of February 2024. So 371 days later, here we are, finally getting some work into it. So what have we done? I'm going to do a Belushi now because I've just realised I've not got a pointy tool. Okay, I've found a pair of crafting tweezers that will do the job, and let's have a bit of a zoom in into the areas we've been working on. Okay, so we have got around here filled in this area here, so all this inner workings, and there was 6 stitches, 2, 2 and 2 on each of that section, so there's 2, 2, 2 and so on and so forth. That was all done with a couple of the Gloriana, I think. Let me just have a quick look at what I've got here. So we have, oops, excuse me, did some work with this one, which is bluegrass, and I think the other colour that was used was deep blue sea, yeah, which is really odd because it's not, it's a green. I mean, it looks very blue on camera, but that is actually more green than it is blue. Okay, so this bit around here, this bit is the deep blue sea, and then let me see if I can come out and zoom in better. There we go. So like all of this bit was stitched using deep blue sea, we've then gone in and done bigger crosses. Okay, the deep blue sea was also used to go all the way around the outside here. And then we've got Dinky Dye's little petite princess thing, pearl, I think it is. messy. Bear with me a minute. Here, I made my own floss card. I mean, look at the mess that it becomes. Once you unravel it, my word, there's rat nest. So Dinky Dyes, hand dyed silk pearl number 157, Claremont. It's little tiny. It's not the petite princess one. That's one of these, isn't it? Yeah, Princess Pearl Petite is over here. Okay, and topiary. But yeah, that becomes a bit of a rat's nest, unfortunately, but it's easy enough to pull out. So again, it's gone in here. So 4 stitches on each side there, and then 2 little ones in there. And then we've added in a block of 9 here of Water Lilies Aubergine. Cut that out. Water Lilies Aubergine. So it's gone there, 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 and there. And then we've also got, I'm trying to find a spot where it's showing. Yeah, look, you can see the glim there. The glim, new word. Right, here we are. Sorry about the shadows casting. But we've got here 3 stitches here that are done in a Petite Treasure Blade. Oh, words today. Petite Treasure Braid silk lame. It's not. It's a silk lame actually, but it's made by the same people, Rainbow Gallery. So that's what I've done. It's quite a lot of work. I mean, you don't really pick up on how much these are. These areas here, you know, there's this bit all the way around here, here with these 2 stitches in there, then along here, up here, along here, and around the outside here, all the way round, back down into here. Is that, and then you go in and you add in these other colours here, 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 here. Same over here, and an extra one there before jumping up to here. Oh, right, so what we've also then got coming up, I need to add in some more of this gold. Okay, more of this gold. We're going to go up to here, up here a bit more with it. There's a couple of other scattered areas, and do you see these marks here? This is where I put that pink in. It's actually meant to be silver, so I will go in and I will start adding in the silver next. I'll go all the way along there and round, and that'll get rid of that mark. And the gaps that you see here, these little ones here are for beads. There's 4 beads in the corner, small ones, and around here they are going to be, I think, Algerian eyelets, and there may be some dense road stitches going in. I'm not sure which. So they will all go in. And up here, either side, and around all here, and I think around this area here is all going to be beads. So the next time you see it, there'll be some more silver and gold added in, speciality stitches. Possibly I might stop before I start any of the beading. So there you go. See you on the next clip. Hello folks, moving along nicely. You'll have to excuse any huffing you hear in the background. That would be the dog waiting to go out for his walk, so we're going to do that in a moment. But I thought I would come in and update you on where we're at with Poison Garden. I've even got a pointy tool. So moving in, let's have a look. Each of the 4 corners obviously are this area here, so from here to here. Basically it's repeated on all 4. What I've done is I've now added in all of the dense road stitches that have been missed before. So 4 here, 4 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then of course we're going up there. So that's basically repeated on both sides. Hang on, just check something there. Oh yes, it's a half stitch. Right, and then we've added in Algerian eyelets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. in blue, the same silk lame as was used in these 3 cross stitches up here. The light's not brilliant, and it also doesn't really show you the sparkliness. Let's see if we can get some of that sparkle going. A little bit of sparkle. Can you see the sparkle? Right. And then, sorry about the wobble, I'm having to hold the phone myself. Again, we've got just here another Alluring eyelet in a deep purple shade. I'm just going to show you the, hang on, if I'm with my finger gone. There you go, you might be able to see it now. Where am I? There. Okay, see my finger? Yeah. So there you go. Oh, mustn't forget, I've also added in 4 delicate beads. This one, 1 in each corner. Next up, I'm going to start working from here. You can see I'm using Dymo thread. No, it's Nymo thread. I get that wrong. Nymo thread, in a white colour, because you can at least then see it to unpick it. I'm not using clear; it's too much hassle. All this section here needs beading in, and here. These sections here are Tyler beads, as is these. I'm not putting those in because when I need to roll this up, getting them under there, I'm a bit concerned about damaging the fabric when rolling it up. So they will be added last, as will the centre flower bead. I've got 4 Jessica stitches to put in here as well, and I can't remember what's around here. But there's more Alluring eyelets up here to put in, and a little cross stitch here. But I want to get this section done next. All of these. Lovely jubbly. Ooh, wobbly stand. Just look at that. So pretty. So very, very pretty. And just that sparkle. When I get back to some cross stitch areas, I'll do some stitching along and you can watch. Toodle pip for now. That's the excuse the frog in my throat, that's the first block of beads done. I'm deliberately going to take you out of focus because you just can't, from here, you just can't really grasp what you're looking at. It's beautiful. Of course it's beautiful. I mean, just look at it. I mean, just look. I mean, genius level charting. But anyway, I mean, you start to see it here. Like, see this, the way that the light catches these beads. It's like over here. So I've done this block, and you have to go out of focus to really see it, because look, there's bling. Take it away. Doesn't look special from that angle. Yeah, nice beads, but no. But then when the light catches them, maximum sparkle. See? It has taken me a good hour just to do these ones. So let's zoom in without getting too close. Right. You're going to have to excuse the slight wobble. I'm holding my phone. So, which fingers am I? There. Right. These are all the same colour. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the ones down there. Though it doesn't look it because of the angle. There's 4 colours there. 1, 2. And there's this sort of plummy colour going into this sort of rich plum, which I think we used. Can I get to the middle? Where's the middle? There. This one here. It's the same one. Ooh, it's gonna be a lot of work. So the next up is I'm going to work my way round the outside of here. There's another bead to go in the middle just there, and that's a Jessica stitch in that gap, and then come out and work my way back along these. There's some gold beads to go in the corners there. It's going to take quite a while. Quite some time. Hi. Well, I had hoped that I would be much further along by the time I got to this particular video. First up, I'm going to apologise because there's going to be a lot of wobble. I'm just going to wobble so you can see what I mean. This particular frame, if you knock it, it wobbles. So we're going to do our best to keep the wobble to a minimum. See how we get on. I don't have to breathe on this frame and it wonky and wobbles as much as possible. So let's see what we can do. Anyway, let's just zoom out a little bit. When I last left you, I believe I was just about to start some of the beading. And as you can see, I've got my pointy needle here. I have managed this bit and this bit. I had hoped to have done all of these around the outside. They take a long time and I just haven't had a chance to get to them at all this week. This section here, if I remember rightly, has got 26 in, I think. I'm not going to add it up. It's about 26. Might be 24. This one here's definitely got 34 in. Let me just zoom in a little bit on that for you. Up here. So, beads, 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 all the way around. This one here, down here, and round. And from my last floss tube with the lovely Brom, Kelly, Sappy Stitches, mentioned that when I talked about doing a double stitch on the beading, how it sort of secured it better in place. She's now tried that with her own chatelaine and it's been really helpful. So I figured I'd actually do it here and show you what I'm talking about rather than just tell you, because there are people out there that actually prefer to see physically what that involves rather than just being told. I have got here, I can get it into shot, here we go. This is my thumb, nice purple one, look at that. My thumb bead sticky. Incredibly useful, made it myself. Was looking at going into production of them, talking with Belushi Stitches about it. It has limited use, but if you're in an area where you've got a set number of beads, I've very carefully counted out how many I need for this, and it stops you having to go back and forth all across trying to reach for them or keep moving a big tablet into place. You just take them off and you stitch them, take them off. What you do have to remember to do is not to put that hand underneath, because then you knock your hand and all the beads go everywhere and you then spend half an hour crawling about because you've only got a limited number. So there you go. Right, zoom in a little more for you. That's going to make the wobble look even worse. Right, so first stitch that's going in, I'm not going to give you the Delica numbers, they're all Delica, let me see, size 11 beads. I will say that this one is a Delica number 0135. So where am I on the chart? Where I am on the chart first. Right, there I am. So we need one of those in that stitch there. Right, there we go. There's our first bead going in. I'm not particularly fussy about, whoop, no wobble, come on. Not particularly fussy about always doing left to right or top to bottom. Can I improve the lighting on that puppy? That's the question. Oh, I think not. Not without moving closer elsewhere. Right, hopefully you can see this all right. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about always going left to right or right to left, because ultimately it doesn't really matter. Originally I was doing what I would normally do on something like a mill hill, is I would go do both the bottom left to top right stitches first and then the other way round, but it doesn't seem to work on this. You have to really do the full cross. So we've gone bottom left, or top right to bottom left, then bottom right to top left, and you can see that it's snugged it into place just here. And now we're going to do the same again, top right. I mean, it doesn't actually matter whether you go bottom right, but you go and do that second cross, and it just anchors it a little more firmly in place. Oh. The hardest part about this is actually trying to do it so that I don't get my hands in the way of your view. If I put the needle in the right hole, wouldn't it? There we go. Now, some people will use the colour of the bead to stitch with. When you have got 4 different colours, like we're about to do, it does not make any sense to spend time switching out the colour of floss that you're using. Oh. And there you go, first one in, nice and snug. So the second one is going to be the same colour. I do it the same again. For me, talking about the floss that you use, other people will also use invisible thread. Okay. Whereas I'm using a Dymo, I keep getting it wrong, a Nymo thread. Sorry, I use a Nymo thread that matches the base cloth colour, so it disappears into the base cloth while still giving the beads the colour they need. I think what I'll probably do in editing is I'll try and brighten this video so that it becomes more obvious. So there we go, putting the second stitch in. Uh-oh, did I just knock that? I think so. Put the second stitch in, so that then puts it into its position, like so. And now we're going to lock it in place with a second stitch. You see now that the bead is actually sitting really square. So we do that first crossover. And we go up, do the second one. Next one across is a different colour. I wonder if tilting the camera might help. Hang on. Oh, no, wrong way. Will it help? Make it more obvious. It's hard because there's such dark colours down there. Put that one in. That's in the position, and now we did the second thread to lock it into place. That snuffling you can hear coming into the room behind me is not my husband, it is one of our dogs. Which one? Maybe. Yeah. I've got Marley, Sparko on the seat next to me, that's hilarious. Bizarrest thing, the fact that you can't see the colour I'm stitching with. Not stitching with, but the bead colour. Put you back in the right place, there you go. It can be quite fiddly. it's, you know, try not to catch the next stitch along as well. Oh, losing my thread. There we go. And in it goes. Plus some speciality fibre in the form of the dog hair. You can tell he just floofed into the room and out again, can't you? For some reason my frame is twisted. There we go. What you doing? Maybe. I think he just got groomed. He's not happy. Right. Next one down. Let's go to here. Third and final one of this particular colour. Oh, what have I done? Got it. Right. Okay. Now this technique doesn't work with seed beads because, I mean, technically a delic is a type of seed bead, but the seed beads are rounder. And what you'll find is that on a Mill Hill kit, for example, there will be delica type small seed beads, and they will be much rounder seed beads. And usually what they ask you is to put some of them in this very square, it's clearer here, this very sort of square, almost brick stitch like, or peyote type arrangement. And others they'll get you to turn an angle, and that just requires 2 half stitches, and that works just fine. But so far I've only found in the Chatelaine a call to do this very sort of square regimented line up, and doing this extra lock just seems to help them sit neater, because over here it just sort of felt a little bit haphazard, like here. I did just a single X for each of these. I may well go back and do all of them. There you go. Right, so the next one over is another one of these. Hang on. Am I using the right ones? That one. Just had a moment then. I thought maybe I put the wrong one in there, but I don't think I have. It's easily done. So, this one. I'll do this one and one more, and then I will do a stitch and overlay with music. So do this one and one more. There's one stitch. Up. There we go. There you go. Second one in for there. It's not very straight. Don't know why, but never mind. And then we'll put one in of, what colour was that one again? That one. This is quite an odd. It doesn't look like it should work when it's laid out next to them, but when it goes into here, it looks much better. So one of these. You can't actually see me doing that. Let me move that into shot. So I got my beads. We're going to pick one off of the tacky bob, the thumb tacky bob. You know what, I'm actually happy with that. You know what, I'm going to unpick that. This is probably not a bad thing to show you how easy it is to unpick as well. I don't like with how, see the thread there, how it's laying. Let's take that off. Got the bead, and it's easy matter. We'll just pop that back on the sticky surface. See, they don't come off. And let's see if we can unpick this little mess. Don't need to unpick it all the way. I think it's just that. It's the second stitch I put down. Yeah. Or is it? Might have been the first. Straighter, that's better. Right. Sorry about the wobble. Yeah, it's okay. What am I doing here? Just kneeling the thread rather than threading the needle. There we go. I find it works every time. Don't know why, just does. Right, there we go. That's in a little better now. Right, should we try this one again? Oh, blocking the light. Sorry about that. There we go. Right, I'm going to do one more, and there's a good reason why. I figured you might as well see me put in the fourth colour. There you go, look, twist it and tilt it, you can see the colour's a bit better. But just here, we then add our fourth colour, which doesn't look much of anything on the needle, does it? But it's this really pretty pale green. You can't tell until you've got all of your the thread in there what colour it is. See, that would be completely lost with an invisible thread. But if you use the white Nymo, it allows the colour of the bead to shine through. Which is this really pretty palest sea green, and not a colour that we've already used. I don't think. Or it might be the outer edge over here. See it start to suddenly lift in colour. And then the last thread. Okay. Do you see? Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to change my thread because it's getting quite short, and then I'll come back and carry on. Right, back at it. And what I'll do now is I will stop waffling, get cracking, and put a little bit of music on top. Whoops. I had a little mishap and I've managed to lose 2 beads. Don't know where they've gone, can't see them on the floor. I'll have to get down on my hands and knees in a minute. So we're just getting out another bead for that colour. Another 117. How pretty they are. And another one of the green ones, because I'm one short of those. So it is a hazard. It is something you do need to be really careful of when you're wearing this ring, and I don't know how I just managed it. I didn't even see him go to know which direction they pinged off him. 1 minute they were there, next minute they weren't. I may have to buy more beads, which is a bit frustrating, but anyway, so here we go. We are down to the last 5, and I was going to start talking there anyway, so last one of this colour going in. I think it does tend to be one of the problems if you get somebody to kit it up for you, such as European cross stitch or Hawkins Hobbies. I don't know, I've not bought a kitted up chatelaine from Corrie's little shop yet, but I may well give Corrie a go as well. Spread the love around a bit when I do another chatelaine, because there will be one. I've got the scarab tile on my horizon. In fact, I've already bought one of the beads for it, which I plan to be doing with Anita, the violet stitcher. I'm not popping a picture in here. You'll get to see it in due course. So yeah, definitely these are addicting, and I'm not even a 10th of the way through this one yet, I don't think. Right, so that's the last one of those pinky colour ones. We're now on to the last 2 of the bronzy ones. I don't know what colour you'd call this, taupe. Maybe? No. You're going to see how long it actually takes to bead, because we've been at it, what, 45 minutes, thereabouts. It's a bit quicker than it was. The first one took me an hour. It's getting into the swing of it, really and truly. And even with losing beads, I definitely feel like it's quicker than if I was, say, to have them on a pad beside me. But then I suppose if I had a pad beside me, it's not really much different, but they're just right here on my thumb, ready to just pick one off when I need it. Oh, it takes twice as long to find the holes as much as anything. So there we go, next one. See, that quick, that quick. That's why I zoomed out, because otherwise you couldn't see that. Got so easily anyway. I also tried to tip this a little more so you got more, but it won't stay up, unfortunately. Hey, that was 2 stitches. No, not happy with that. That's coming up through the middle of that stitch. That's not right, is it? Tusk. Let's try that again. This last bead is being a right pain, isn't it? Goodness me, come on. There we go. I'm going to take that out. Not coming up, going down. Right, let's try that again. Thread it for about the 4th time. Right, so we hide the thread, push this needle against one's skin. Sorry, it's out of focus. Roughly where the thread is, and then you just push, she says. I'm not looking what I'm doing. There we go. Push, and then the thread just comes through. Right, let's try this again. This time, let's get ourselves not in the middle of that stitch. Is that better? Have we got it? Yes, we've got it. That's right. No, come off that silver. What do we think we can finish it this time, please, pixies? Meddling sprites. Oh, that went so well to the last bead. How could you believe it? I mean, it is. I don't know. It looks like it's coming off that stitch, but it's not. Right. Okay. There we are. There we go. That'll do. Last one. Ta-da. Yay. In we go. No. Wrong hole. There. Right. Here we go. So, how many is it? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 26, yeah. So, there you go. 26 beads for this section here. Make it sparkle for you. And we will just sort of gently zoom out. So you can now see that those 2 sections are done. Oh, why did it do that? So let's just wobble, sorry. Right, there we go. That'll do. Maybe come out a little bit more. Right. There you have it. Right, so the next time, what the plan is, I will come back to you only once I have filled in all the rest of these. So there's 3 here, 1 all the way around this bit here, and there. Let me not use the pointy section, let's use the blunt end, that's easier. Right, this bit, and this bit, and this bit, and then this bit round, almost like, they're almost like peacock feathers, aren't they? And down here, and then this one here, around this section and across here. So once I've done those, I'll come back and we'll have a look at the Jessica stitches that go in here, and that will be novel because I don't think I've done them before. I just wish you could see the sparkle the way I see it. You know, it just doesn't show up on camera unless I get you out of focus. So up here, you see? Right. So until next one, happy Chatelaine Saturday, and see you in about a month. Bye.